this is what y'all are trying to tell me is A-tier music, oh, why did I waste my time even responding to this? I want to respond to some criticism because I've had so many people telling me that I'm a liar for saying that Torey Lanes, that he's not known for his music. That's my opinion. In the 5-6 years that he's been relevant in music, I literally cannot think of a single song of his. I don't know any of these songs. And I don't believe these streaming numbers were this big until he went to jail and got a hold of Drake's fan base and probably Drake's biting apparatus. You know, I said he's a C-tier artist because C-tier artists are artists that are not relevant enough to penetrate all areas of their I don't know much NBA YoungBoy music, but I know about NBA YoungBoy a lot. I would say NLE Chopper is a D-tier, C-tier guy. I know a couple of his songs because they went viral for various reasons. So somebody just said, so put my Tory Lanez songs in here, we gonna listen. And I'm gonna tell you what I really think. First off, if your second most streamed song is a song from 2016, that probably means you haven't put out a lot of relevant music. We're immediately off to a bad start. That's a good song though. Let's hear this. This is the #1 streamed song. Y'all gotta be fucking kidding me. Y'all gotta be kidding me. If this is what y'all are trying to tell me is A-tier music, oh, why did I waste my time even responding to this? All right. What is, that's 2021. And so somebody already put up and somebody said straight up the weekday. Like literally that's the weekend, riding the weekend wave at that point. Sorry, let's see. So that's not bad. Again, right. This is not copyright infringement. And maybe that's just the Canada sound. Maybe that's just the Canada sound. If we're fair, maybe that's just the Canada sound. That's also 2023. Was he locked up in 2023? I'm not sure. But I gotta tell you, the Tory Lanes is the next Tupac. This might be something. Did he just say sexify my heart? Somebody says, is he AI? Let's hear that again. I need to know if he says sexify my heart. He definitely did just say sexify my heart. This is wild. This is wild. As I'm hearing Tory Lanes, this is the second most. Well, let me get my take, and we're gonna wrap this up. The beat is hard. That beat is hard.
Back with the remix. These boys all my sons like Phoenix. My city and state never ever seen this. Trying to try, I'm a young boy genius.
You know, when your second most streamed song is somebody else's song. All right, so I'm so frustrated with the comments now who are trying to convince me. Like, I understand after listening to this, and it's Jack Harlow. I'm understanding now after listening to this why I've never heard any of this man's music. It's not that it's horrible. This isn't bad. I haven't heard anything. Well, the second song I think was pretty shitty because it was just literally a weekend ripoff, but poorly done. So that was bad. But nothing about what I'm hearing, nothing about what I just heard dictates the response I'm getting. This is the epitome of mid. The epitome of mid. It does not dictate the response I'm getting from people. Sexify my heart. Oh my God. Specify I'm horny, sexify my heart. This is the epitome of mid, and the reason why I never heard a Tory Lanez song is because he doesn't actually have any hits. These are not hits. These are not songs. These are songs that if you like an artist, if you like a sound, these might really go hard for you. I get it, and I like the Weeknd sound. Really in the frame of mind to enjoy some of this because it's clearly Weeknd ripoff music. What y'all call it? Weekday? You know what I'm saying? So like, I get him having a fan base that's dedicated to his music despite the things he's done recently. So like, I don't, and that's the point I was making earlier. If you like Tory Lane's music, cool. Like, great for you. I like that you have a thing that you like. But do not tell me this man was the next Tupac. He's been around for a decade now, and none of these things penetrated. The only thing that penetrated is a remake he did of an old Brownstone song, right? People are like, who said that? Go to my comment section and see people saying I'm wrong for calling him D tier. This is not an A tier discography. This is not an A tier discography. This is not a B tier presence discography, and this is not C tier. This is the epitome of D tier. This is Jacquees, and I think Jacquees probably is better, just being real with you. Look at his 5 Chicks tape albums. No, I'm not looking at mixtapes. R&B, Marlon Craft, yeah. There's a lot of, let me look over here. Like, so y'all know me. I love, the Kenny Mason is one of my favorite artists that I've discovered in the last 10 years. Love Kenny Mason. Love Kenny Mason. I would never, with a straight face, come to someone and say Kenny Mason is an A-tier artist. Never. Love Kenny Mason. Can we palate cleanse with some Kenny Mason real quick? Right? I love that song. I love Kenny Mason. Y'all been hearing me fan out about Kenny Mason for about 1.5 years now, at minimum. But I would never come out my mouth to tell you Kenny Mason is A tier because I'm not a dickhead. What's happening with Torey Lanes? I talked about this last night with Lil Bill. We had a quick conversation about it. What's happening with Torey Lanes is similar to what's happening with Johnny Depp, where and I talked about this in that video. The gravitational pull of misogyny as content, misogyny as entertainment, and misogyny as like identity. And this gets me to like one thing I wanted to say before we get into the gaming is that the Manosphere never died. And I know most people know that, but you know, there was a moment, we had the death of Kevin Samuels back in, I feel like that was 23. Maybe 2022. And then in 2023, 2024, Andrew Tate's wave kind of dies down. He goes to jail. Fresh and Fit get demonetized and they kind of lose a lot of their momentum. And you have stuff like the Whatever podcast and like all of the like the high visibility Manosphere stuff. Just Pearly Things has ran her course, right? So like all of these major Manosphere figures have lost, like, have died down. But the essence of what that wave is, it's right-wing inclinations, it's ability to fuel right-wing and fascist and regressive political ideology and movement. It's a farming system for right-wing ideology and fascism is what it is. It's the minor leagues. It's where some people get their start. Somebody said they walked so Asmongold could run. Right. I never knew I had never heard Asmongold's name or face until like 1.5 years ago. And it's because Asmongold kind of emerged to be the new image of that particular type of content in media. Somebody said it might be time to spin the block again. Yeah, it is. I'm realizing it is. I'm realizing that, you know, it's time for me to re-engage with that topic to, if not just document how it's changed. Because seeing Republican congresswomen in Florida talking about Tory Lanes, a Black Canadian, lets me know how they are view the utility of red pill ideology. Seeing Fox News and Newsmax, these right-wing news media companies, talk about Torey Lanes, a Canadian R&B rapper. I don't know if those three words together can typify how unimportant and insignificant a artist could be than Canadian R&B rapper who isn't Drake. You feel me? But some Republican congresswoman in Florida, a place that has nothing to do with the Meg Thee Stallion case, is getting signed affidavits that are never going to be admissible in court. And it's for the sole reason because they know that red pill shit is fuel for their movement. You got academics right now tweeting about Cassie. You got Lil Boosie talking about Cassie. They're trying to turn Cassie into Meg Thee Stallion. They're trying to turn Cassie into Amber Heard because they know that there's a certain type of guy on the internet and a certain infrastructure built into the internet that allows narratives to twist as long as you can put a woman's face on the front of it. It is disgusting, Gecko Sinju. Yes, it is gross. It's really just more mask off, actually, when I think about it, because the Manosphere started out as, oh, this is a men's space, right? This is men, trying to talk about their issues and the loneliness crisis, or, we're trying to level up as men and, get you some Bitcoin and all that stuff. Right. That was how they subterfuged a lot of that. They, a young boy, some 14-year-old boy likes a girl that doesn't like him back. So he starts Googling, how do I get girl like me? And he finds Andrew Tate. Right. That's a thing. That's a problem. But that has tapered off. And now it's just, we hate women. Now it's just this woman that we saw getting brutalized by Diddy on camera is somehow also guilty of sex trafficking. Yeah, and this is kind of like, and this is no shade to Yassical, but this is what I'm talking about. Some guy was telling me that there was no bullet wound and he stepped on glass. No, that's not true with Meg Thee Stallion. They know he was shot in the foot. But they spread that on the internet, and these types of people just go with that. What's called said I'm playing. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I don't know how the chat crash out happens, and I don't want to do it unnecessarily.